Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. The city of Greensboro will kick off the Vision Zero Greensboro campaign on Friday, April 20th. This is a partnership between the city's transportation and police departments. Vision Zero is a traffic safety policy that takes an ethical approach toward achieving safety for all road users, setting the goal of zero traffic fatalities or severe injuries. The core principles of the policy recognizes traffic deaths and severe injuries are preventable and focuses attention on the shortcomings of the transportation system itself, including the built environment, policies, and technologies that influence our behavior. Vision Zero acknowledges people will make mistakes. The focus is not on avoiding all crashes, but rather on lowering the likelihood of crashes resulting in severe injuries. Vision Zero sets the highest level of responsibility on the system designers, such as transportation planners and engineers, policymakers, and police. Drivers have the responsibility to abide by the systems, laws, and policies set by the system designers. If safety problems persist, then the responsibility comes back to the system designers to take further measures to ensure safety. The Greensboro Department of Transportation is committed to making Vision Zero Greensboro a top priority for the entire city. Partners from across the city will come together this summer to host an event for the community. The Greensboro Urban Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, has federal grant funding available for nonprofits or eligible government agencies to provide transportation to seniors or individuals with disabilities. Grant applications are due on Wednesday, May 2nd. Section 5310, Enhanced Mobility for Seniors and Individuals with Disabilities, will provide $229,000 in grant funding to transit capital or operating projects as identified in the MPO's adopted Coordinated Human Services Transportation Plan. The grant application and project eligibility guidelines are available online at guampo.org. For more information or to request a copy of the grant application, contact Tram Truong at 336-373-2903. More city services can be paid online in addition to water bills and parking tickets. Residents can now go online and click on the tab entitled Pay Your Miscellaneous Invoice. Examples for online payments include false alarms, code enforcement violations, monthly parking deck fees, fire violation inspections, landfill charges, and daycare facility fees. An invoice qualifies as miscellaneous if the invoice is sent by the City of Greensboro and reads Miscellaneous Invoice, City of Greensboro at the top center of the invoice. These invoices can still be paid in person at the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street or at the Kitchen Operations Center at 2602 South Elm Eugene Street and by mail at P.O. Box 3136 Greensboro 27402. In an effort to help our employees and residents improve their quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's News for Your Health.
Choking is the fourth leading cause of unintentional injury death. In fact, more than 5,000 people died from choking in the past year. So now we're going to demonstrate choking relief to you. Keep in mind that mild choking is pretty common. You're eating dinner with someone, they may just start coughing, and that's okay. Allow them to cough, and a lot of times they can relieve it themselves. If they do some really hard coughing and making a lot of noise, that's okay. But if the choking becomes severe, what's going to happen is they're clutching at their neck, they may be turning a shade of blue or whatever, but they're not making any noise. So that's when you know it's a very severe thing and it's an emergency. You need to act. So Austin is going to come in. He's choking right now. He's severe. He's clutching at his neck. I got to ask him, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you choking? Okay, so I'm going to help you, all right? So I'm going to turn him around. So to perform abdominal thrust, otherwise known as the Heimlich maneuver, you take one hand with the fist, thumb side in, grab the other hand above the belly button, force it in and up. So I have to do this several times until I can relieve the choking piece whatever a foreign object that is, out of his airway. And if I'm successful, then I just let him rest. And just keep in mind that you have limited time, 4 to 6 minutes of lack of oxygen. It becomes an emergency and becomes more of a CPR emergency. The brain cells start dying, the heart can be affected, then you may have to go to CPR. Okay, choking relief on children may require slightly different techniques. So if they're shorter, about the height of this mannequin here, you would just have to kneel down to get to their stomach level and be able to do the thrust just the same way you did on adults, except just maybe on your knee. So same technique, just get down on your knee to get to that abdominal level. Choking relief for infants is a little different because of their size. Instead, what we'll do is we will use back slaps and chest thrusts. That means you'll be supporting the head at the jaw, tilting the baby face down, keeping the head below the chest, and giving 5 firm back slaps. Then turning the baby over, still keeping the head down, 5 chest thrusts. So repeat this while the baby is still conscious until the object is removed. Otherwise, if that baby quits responding, then you will have to lay the baby down and begin CPR. Well, the best thing to do if you're choking and alone is not go in a closet, not go in a restroom. You can cough very loudly, but if that doesn't work, you can lay your chest or your stomach over a chair or a table. But at the very least, go out where there are people around, make a commotion. Let people know that you're in trouble so that they can potentially help you. So for someone that's too large, the method would be to go under the arms, or if it's a pregnant woman, you want to do under the arms as well, because you want to do chest compressions will force just as much air out as abdominal thrusts, and obviously it'd be very dangerous to do abdominal thrusts on a pregnant woman, so it's best to go up here under the arms. Choking prevention is especially important for children and infants. Obviously not allowing young children to have large pieces of hard candy or things that their immature digestive systems are not able to handle yet. For older adults, obviously alcohol increases the odds of choking. There are certain foods that are more difficult to digest, or if they take large bites of a bagel or a large sandwich, you're trying to cram too much in there at one time. Snack foods like popcorn and grapes or nuts, those things can actually be small enough to just perfectly block the airway. So you just want to be more mindful to chew it more carefully. Those are just some of the tips that would work, but there's no perfect prevention other than just being more mindful about your eating. Thank you for joining me. I hope this information has been helpful. For more information on health and wellness for you and your family, go to conehealth.com/wellness. And remember, don't hesitate to act. You can save a life. I'm Rob Emery.
Firefighters will make the rounds to test the water pressure in fire hydrants throughout the city of Greensboro. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro Fire Department will conduct fire hydrant testing today through May 15th. All hydrants in the city of Greensboro will be tested to ensure they are operating properly and able to produce the required water pressure when needed. Because this testing must be done during regular operating hours, it will be impossible to know in advance just when or where the testing will take place in any specific area. Opening hydrants can sometimes cause a temporary discoloration of water in nearby homes. The discoloration is not harmful in any way and can be cleared up by running the water for just a few minutes. This testing ensures the protection of our residents and is also an evaluation indicator used by the North Carolina Response Rating System, which evaluates fire districts according to the protection they offer. If you observe a hydrant that is out of service or experiencing problems, please contact the city's Water Resources Department at 336-373-2033. The City Arts and Events Division of Greensboro's Parks and Recreation Department has launched a new weekly podcast called Gate City Chatter. The show celebrates Greensboro's creativity. The podcast is co-hosted by Josh Sherrick and Matt Feltz with the city's Arts and Events Office. They interview local special event producers, artists, and city employees for a deep dive on their social impact on Greensboro. Gate City Chatter also provides updates on community events and cultural happenings. Josh Sherrick says podcasting is yet another way to reach and interact with the community. We have so many incredible, creative people choosing to make their impact right here in Greensboro. It's only logical to help them tell their story and get the town excited about it. The podcast is recorded at Press Play Studios located downtown in the Greensboro Cultural Center on Davie Street. Gate City Chatter is available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. You can also follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at GC Chatter. For more information or to be a guest, visit GC Chatter at greensboro-nc.gov. Greensboro Parks and Recreation's Adaptive and Inclusive Recreation Team is hosting a series of free instructional clinics for veterans as part of a partnership with PGA Hope. This PGA Hope program was designed to teach military veterans of any ability adaptive techniques to either introduce them to the game or to get others back on the golf course. These sessions are taught by PGA pros, space is limited, and registration is required. The clinics will be held from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Fridays from April 27th through May 18th. There will be a scramble finale on May 25th to finish out this season's program. For more information or to register, contact Bob Brooks at 336-373-5852. In an effort to spotlight and celebrate the entrepreneurs, the artists, the community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, the City of Greensboro is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro series. This day, we place the spotlight on diversity and leadership consultant Jada Monica Drew. Jada Monica Drew is a business owner, author, and an active public speaker. But when it comes down to it, Jada is a teacher training individuals and institutions. Jada studied psychology, education, and African American studies at Guilford College, where she was a Bonner Scholar. After graduation, she did a stint as a North Carolina Campus Compact AmeriCorps Vista, founding literacy programs at Kaiser Middle School and the Newcomers School. But she soon returned to Guilford College to serve as Director of Multicultural Education and Adjunct Professor. She also started a business consultancy, Social Designs, which focuses on diversity and leadership training. Social Designs projects have included the Senegal Global Youth Exchange, connecting students from Wiley Elementary with students in Dakar, Senegal, to explore language and culture. Jada is also the director of the Youth Action Project, and she volunteers as co-chair of Other Voices with the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce, and she serves on the board for Arts Greensboro and the American Service Friends Committee. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Jerry Walford and Scott Mothersbaugh, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. There are a couple of weeks left to join the Gamma Pi Rho Step Club if you are between the ages of 12 and 16. Membership is for clubs at Peeler, Warnersville, and Windsor Recreation Centers. The cost is $10 per participant. Club meetings will be held from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays through April 30th. Dancers will learn basic steps, create routines, and perform an end-of-the-season showcase. Register online or in person at a participating recreation center. Parks and Recreation is also looking for volunteer step club coaches. For more information, please visit the Parks and Recreation volunteer website. Art and culture is woven into the fabric of the city's quality of life. A task force will be capturing your thoughts on art's impact in Greensboro. City Council member Nancy Hoffman will join me to explain. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. If you spend any amount of time walking around the city of Greensboro, it doesn't take long to recognize and appreciate the depth of artistic expression that many attribute to our quality of life. Joining me now to tell us about the newly created Arts Task Force and upcoming community engagement sessions is City Councilwoman Nancy Hoffman. Hello, Councilwoman Hoffman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
For
Thanks
joining
for having me.
Absolutely. So folks may not be familiar with the newly created Arts Task Force. Tell us, how did that come about?
You know, it came about during the several years that we were working through the design process and financing of the Tanger Center. We felt that one of the committees involved with that looked at the local art scene and you know, the financial support of the local art scene. And originally there was a plan that part of the ticket tax for tickets at the Tanger Center would go to support the local arts in Greensboro, and there's still going to be some of that, but it really presented us with the opportunity to look at our entire arts and cultural community in Greensboro in terms of long-term sustainability.
Okay, and arts are very popular here. A lot of support goes into that area. What are the initial objectives being tackled by the task force?
Well, what we are really looking at, and we've been working for really more than a year at this point. I think our task force, we worked through probably 3 months of identifying people throughout the community because we wanted a diversity of experience and background on the task force. So we spent several months doing that, and then the task force was actually named really and appointed a year ago. We announced the group, I believe, in May, so it's almost a year now, and we began work. We had our first public meeting in May with the mayor in attendance. So we've been working for the past year. We interviewed various consultants and selected one and began working with them in January. They have been here. This will be their 4th visit in April coming up. We have done one-on-one and group interviews with a large number of people throughout the community who represent many interests. And we have 4 days coming up in April, Wednesday, April 25th through Saturday the 28th. And we have a number of public engagement events scheduled in public places because we really want to hear from as many people as possible throughout the city of Greensboro so that they can tell us what they like about the arts and cultural community and assets in Greensboro, what they participate in, what they feel strongly about, what they think is missing, what they would like the art scene or the landscape for arts and culture to maybe look like in 5 years or 10 years, and how do we get there? Okay,
so in essence, those community engagement sessions will help to craft a master plan of sorts.
Exactly. That's really a very essential, critical piece of what we will look at and consider in terms of what the final recommendations and report will be.
Okay, and when you actually get the findings, how long should it be, do you think, before we hear the outcome?
We have these 4 days of events in April. As I said, our consultants have been here for 3 days for the last 4 months, and so we've talked to a lot of people. And so we'll do these 4 days where we are reaching out really to as many in our community as possible. There's an online survey. We hope people, again, that a significant number of people will take advantage of completing that. And we'll probably come back and do, we may have some public interaction events on First Friday. That will be the week after we have the 4 days here in April. So as a continuation, I think we will have some interactive events on the first Friday in May, and then probably our consultants will be back later in May or June, and then we would expect our final plan to be ready for a presentation to City Council in the fall. It could be October.
Okay. Well, it's a really great opportunity for the community to truly have their voice and opinions be
Absolutely.
a part of this process, April 25th through April 28th, and they can go on the city's website to find the location and
Correct.
times that will be most convenient. We thank you for supporting this effort, and I know with City Council support it's always easier to get things done, so we appreciate all that you do in our arts community.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for coming on, and do come back and give us updates.
Happy to.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned for a little known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city that's coming up after the break. Welcome back. One way to stay informed about what's happening in the city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings. The Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public, but if you can't attend, we broadcast the meetings live right here on GTN, and we stream the meetings live on the city's website. Council meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. The first meeting of the month will include public comments, special presentations, and consent items. Meetings on the third Tuesday of the month will include public hearings and business items. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The Guilford County Family Justice Center, or FJC, will host Camp Hope America, a national evidence-based camping and mentoring program for children impacted by violence and abuse. Camp Hope's vision is to break the generational outcomes of domestic violence through team building, values-based programming, and high-adventure challenge-by-choice activities. Approximately 50 kids are expected to participate in this 6-day, 5-night camp from August 13th through August 18th at the YMCA's Camp Weaver in Greensboro. Campers range in age from 7 to 12 and are selected based on referrals from FJC partner agencies. The FJC is seeking volunteer camp counselors to join its team. Volunteers must be between the ages of 16 and 24 and have an interest in working with children who have been impacted by trauma. Male volunteers especially are encouraged to apply. In addition to having a transformational experience, camp counselor volunteers will earn 125 service learning hours. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first prepare to mark your calendar for all the fun events happening this week on the town.
Hi, this is Jody. Spring is finally here. Let's celebrate with some fun activities on the town. Beginning this Friday, the Drama Center presents the science fiction play RUR starting at 8 p.m. in the Stephen D. Hires Theater at the Greensboro Cultural Center. Science fiction buffs will thoroughly enjoy this play, which influenced novels like Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep and films like Blade Runner. RUR stands for Rossum's Universal Robots, a company that mass produces artificial humans to serve mankind. This is a dark play, but it is filled with hope. Go to thedramacenter.com for additional information. On Sunday, go green! Celebrate Earth Day at the Greensboro Farmers Curb Market during their annual Go Green Spring Plant Sale. This event will take place from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and feature plants, tools, and crafts for the patio gardener to the budding urban farmer. You'll find a variety of plants including perennials, annuals, specialty plants, and more. Be sure to plant yourself at this sale. You won't want to miss it. Check out gsofarmersmarket.org for additional information. Do you want to help create a healthy and vibrant arts and culture scene in Greensboro? Creative Greensboro needs to hear from you. Give your feedback on the current state of the arts and culture community in Greensboro. You can do this at the Community Voices event with Mayor Nancy Vaughn on Thursday, April 26th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Van Dyke Performance Space. There will be food, entertainment, activities, and more. If you can't make this event, there will be a series of community engagement events and discussion groups happening throughout Greensboro, April 25th through the 28th. This is part of the Arts Master Plan effort to develop ways to keep the arts and culture thriving in Greensboro. Check out greensboro-nc.gov/gcamp for a full list of events and to fill out the survey. The Greensboro Chamber of Commerce will host the Other Voices 25th Anniversary Gala from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. on Thursday, May 3rd. Join the celebration of one of the most unique and cutting-edge leadership programs in the country, with over 575 diverse community leaders among its graduates. Come toast the new members, honor the 2018 Change Agent recipients, and celebrate the 25th anniversary. This event will take place at the Sheraton Greensboro at Four Seasons and includes a pre-dinner reception. For more information or to purchase tickets, go to greensboro.org or contact Joyce Gorham Worsley at 336-387-8324. Keep watching FYI Weekly right here on GTN to find out more about events happening on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has 22 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. Guilford Metro 911 is a consolidated 911 public safety answering point serving all of Greensboro and Guilford County. With approximately 130 employees, the department handled more than 764,000 phone calls, 427,000 dispatches, and 3 million radio transmissions in 2017. On the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO Shoutout. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO Shoutout. This week's shoutout goes to 3 employees at Guilford Metro 911. They were recognized during National Public Safety Telecommunications Week. This annual event honors those who respond to emergency calls, dispatch emergency professionals and equipment during a time of crisis, and render life-saving assistance to the 911 callers. Congratulations to Kelly Zimmerman, who is the 2018 Telecommunicator of the Year. Kudos to Jessica Hutchins for being named Support Person of the Year. And last but not least, Michael Huntoon is the 2018 Rookie of the Year. Thank you to all of our public safety employees for keeping us safe and saving lives each and every day. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.